Blog Talk Radio.
Okay, we're going to try this. We're going to go ahead and do this thing and do it right. Hopefully everything will be working properly, that is. Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you and yours again. And welcome back to the Men Empowered Radio Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network at blogtalkradio.com. My name is Brother Malachi. I am your host and founder of the Men Empowered Organization. It is October the 28th, 2013. We are doing the book of Jasher Latenite right here on Let's Talk. Wanted to go ahead and try to cut the music short so we can go ahead and get into today's lesson. I'm going to try to go as long as I can. We are scheduled to do chapter 67 all the way to 72. If we don't get that far, we'll continue on tomorrow. It has been a long day. It's late, and it's been late before, but we're going to go ahead and get started momentarily. In the background, the music of Lionel Jones from the CD Papa Jones CD entitled Expressions. And you can contact Lionel Jones at lioneljones.com, or you can go to cdbaby.com. We apologize. We were absent last week, had some issues with Blog Talk Radio. Hopefully they will be addressing those issues soon so we can finish up the book of Jasher. I don't know if we'll be able to finish it before the month is out, but we may go into overtime in November. But we will finish the book of Jasher. So everything basically is subject to change. So just stay tuned and listen out, and we will complete the book of Jasher. We'll be right back right after this.
Read it. Verse 12. Amos chapter 8, verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea. And they shall wander from sea to sea. That means you're going from this place to this place. Well, let me go over here. Oh, Islam, I don't know. I don't like that. Well, let me go over to the Christian church. Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe let me go into Hinduism. Well, I don't know. I don't like this church because this preacher said this. I don't like this church because this preacher said that. Let me tell you, if you were in the Word, it wouldn't matter what the preacher would say. If you was in the Word, you'll be able to see over what he's teaching. But you're going from sea to sea, all over the place. Read. Amos chapter 8, verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. Okay. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Most High, and shall not find it. You're going to wish one day you was able to sit in your cushy house and cut on your computer and see the word of the Most High. You're going to long for that time. You're going to wish you had that opportunity. Soon reading the Bible is going to be against the law of the earth. Soon. Soon. They're moving everyone into a new age movement. And the only thing you can believe in is yourself. Is yourself. And you are being programmed. That's going to be the belief system. Yourself. That's the new age movement. How grim and dark the government of this earth is. That all of them are in league and are in bed with Satan. That's the truth. Not one of them are with the Most High. Why? Because this kingdom was given into the hand of Satan. Job 9 and 24 tells you the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So in order for you to rule in this government, you must go to Satan to get your power. He tried to offer it to Christ. Christ denied it. But who took it? All the governments in this earth who will soon pay. They live lavishly in this earth off of the bones, blood, sweat, and tears of the children of Israel. Yes, but now they have to pay. It's time. All these wars in the earth are culminating. They're leading to their own demise. And where does this the people with no weapon? This is our weapon. The only thing we have is this, Christ, in the name of the Most High, and we'll win.
And it's the music and words of the Gathering of Christ Church. You can find them at www.gatheringofchrist.org. Gatheringofchrist.org. And you can find them right here on Blog Talk Radio, www.blogtalkradio.com/GOCCHURCH. That's blogtalkradio.com/GOCCHURCH. Okay, the book of Jasher, chapter 67, beginning with verse 1. There was a man in the land of Egypt of the seed of Levi, whose name was Amram, the son of Kehat, the son of Levi, the son of Israel. Verse 2. And this man went and took a wife, namely Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, his father's sister, and she was 126 years old, and he came unto her. Verse 3, and the woman conceived and bare a daughter, and she called her name Miriam, because in those days the Egyptians had embittered the lives of the children of Israel. Verse 4, and she conceived again and bare a son, and called his name Aaron, for in the days of her conception Pharaoh began to spill the blood of the male children of Israel. 5, in those days died Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, son of Esau, king of Chittim, and Jenaz reigned in his stead. 6, and the time that Zepho reigned over the children of Chittim was 50 years, and he died and was buried in the city of Nabana in the land of Chittim. 7, and Jannes, one of the mighty men of the children of Chittim, reigned after him, and he reigned 50 years. 8, and it was after the death of the king of Chittim that Bala, the son of Beer, fled from the land of Chittim and went and came to Egypt, to Pharaoh, king of Egypt. 9, and Pharaoh received him with great honor, for he had heard of his wisdom, and he gave him presents and made him for a counselor, and agonized him. Verse 10, and Belial dwelt in Egypt in honor with all the nobles of the kings, and the nobles exhausted him, because they all converted to learn his wisdom. Verse 11, and in the 113th year of Israel going down to Egypt, Pharaoh dreamed that he was sitting upon his kingly throne, and lifted up his eyes and saw an old man standing before him, and there were scales in the hands of the old man, such scales as are used by merchants. Verse 12, and the old man took the scales and ran them before the Pharaoh. Verse 13, and the old man took all the elders of Egypt and all the nobles and great men, and he tied them together and put them on one scale. 14, and he took a milk kid and put it into their other scale, and the kid preponderate over all. 15, and Pharaoh was astonished by this dreadful vision, why the kid should preponderate over all. And Pharaoh awoke, and behold, it was a dream. 16, and Pharaoh rose up early in the morning and called all the servants and related to them the dream. And the men were greatly afraid. 17, and the king said to all his wise men, interpret, I pray you, the dream which I dreamed, that I may know it. 18, and Belial the son of Beer answered, and the king said unto him, this means nothing else but a great evil that will spring upon against Egypt in the latter days. 19, for a son will be born in Israel who will destroy all Egypt and its inhabitants and bring forth the Israelites from Egypt with a mighty hand. 20, now therefore, king, take counsel upon this matter, that you may destroy the hope of the children of Israel and their expectations before this evil arise against Egypt. 21, king said unto Belial, and what shall we do unto Israel? Surely after a certain manner did we at first counsel against them, and could not prevail over them. 22, and therefore give you also advice against them, by which we may prevail over them. 23, and Belial answered the king, saying, send now and call the two counselors, and we will see what their advice is upon this matter. excuse me, and after the servant will speak. 24. And the king sent and called his two counselors, Raul and Midianite, and Job, excuse me, the Eudis, and they came and sat before the king. King said to them, Behold, you have both heard the dream, which I have dreamed, and the interpretation thereof. Now therefore give counsel, and know and see what is to be done to the children of Israel, whereby we may prevail over them before their evil shall spring upon against us. 26. And Reuel and the Midianites answered the king and said, May the king live it, may the king live it forever. 27. It was seen good to be the king. Let him desist from the Hebrews and leave them, and let him not stretch forth his hand against them. 28. For these are they whom the Lord the lot of his inheritance from among all the nations of the earth, and the kings of the earth, who is there that stretched his hand against them was imputed, of whom their God was not avenged. 29. Surely thou knowest that when Abraham went down to Egypt, Pharaoh, the former king of Egypt, saw Sarah, his wife, and took her for a wife, because Abraham said, She was my sister. For he was afraid lest the men should slay him on account of his wife. 30. And when the king of Egypt had taken Sarah, then God smote him and his household, and heavy plagues, until he restored unto Abraham his wife Sarah. Then was he healed. 31. And Amalek the Gerite, king of the Philistines, God punished on account of Sarah's wife of Abraham, in stopping up every womb from man to beast. 32. When their God came to Amalek in the dream of night and terrified him, in order that he might restore Abraham Sarah, whom he had taken, and Gerar were punished on account of Sarah. And Abraham prayed to his God for them, and he was entrusted of him, and he healed them. And Amalek feared all this evil that came upon him and his people. And he returned to Abraham his wife, Sarah, and gave him with her many gifts. 34. He did so also, too, when he had taken from Gerar, the gloat had done wonderful things to him, that all the water councils of Gerar were dried up, and their productivity tree did not bring forth. 35. Until Amalek of Gerar and Alazek, one of his friends, and Pisco, the captain of his hosts, went to him, and they bent and bowed down before him to the ground. 36. And they requested of him to supplicate for them, and he prayed to the Lord for them, and the Lord was intrigued of him, and he healed them. 37. And Jacob also, plain man, was delivered through his integrity from the hand of brought from the hand of his brother Esau, and the hand of Laban the Syrian, his mother's brother, who had sought his life, likewise from the hand of all the kings of Canaan, who had come together against him and his children to destroy them. And the Lord delivered them out of the hands that they were turned upon. Then the smote them for whom had stretched forth his hand against them with iniquity. Verse 38, surely Pharaoh, the former that father's father, raised Joseph, the son of Jacob, above all the princes of the land of Egypt. When he saw his wisdom, for thought his wisdom, he rescued all the inhabitants of the land from the famine. Verse 39. Verse 39. Ladies and gentlemen, I see that we're probably going to have to discontinue after verse 61, but we will regroup and we will continue on with chapter 68. But we are going to finish this particular chapter and we will be through for tonight. Verse 39. After which he ordered Jacob and his children to come down to Egypt, in order that through their virtue the land of Egypt and the land of Goshen might be delivered from the famine. Now therefore, verse 40, therefore if it seem good in their eyes, cease from destroying the children of Israel. But if it be not the will that they shall dwell in Egypt, send them forth from here, that they may go in the land of Canaan, the land where the ancestors sojourned. 41. And when Pharaoh heard the words of Jethro, he was very angry with him, so that he rose with shame from the king's presence and went to Midian, his land, and took Joseph's stick with him. Verse 42. And the king said to Job and Judas, what sayest thou, Job, and what is thy advice respecting the Hebrews? So Job said to the king, behold, all the inhabitants of the land are in thy power. Let the king do as it seems good in his eyes. Verse 44. And the king said unto Balaam, what dost thou say? Balaam, speak thy word, that we may hear it. Verse 45. And Balaam said to the king, of all that the king had counseled against the Hebrews, will they be delivered? And the king will not be able to prevail over them with any counsel. 46. For if thou thinkest to lessen them by the flaming fire, thou canst not prevail over them. For surely their God delivered Abraham their father from Ur of the Chaldeans. And if thou thinkest to destroy them with a sword, surely Isaac their father was delivered from it, and a ram was placed in its stead. Verse 47. And if with hard and righteous labor thou thinkest it to lessen them, thou wilt not prevail even in this. For their father Jacob served Laban in all manner of hard work and prospered. 48. Now therefore, O king, hear my words, for this is the counsel which is counsel against them, by which thou wilt prevail over them, and from which thou shouldest not depart. Verse 49. If it please the king, let him order all the children which shall be born from this day forward to be thrown into the water, for by this cast thou wipe away their name. For none of them nor of their fathers were tired in this manner. Verse 50. And the king heard the words of Baal, and the thing pleased the king and the princes, And the king did according to the word of Balaam. Verse 51. And the king ordered a proclamation to be issued and a law to be made throughout the land of Egypt, saying, every male child born to the Hebrews from the day forward shall be thrown into the water. Called unto all his servants, saying, go now and seek throughout the land of Goshen, where the children of Israel are, and see that every son born to the Hebrews shall be cast into the river, but every daughter you shall let live. Verse 53, and when the children of Israel heard the things which Pharaoh had commanded to cast their male children into the river, some of the people separated from their wives, and others adhered to them. Verse 54. And from that day forward, when the time of delivery arrived to those women of Israel who had remained with their husbands, they went to the field to bring forth there, and they brought forth to the field, and left their children upon the field, and returned home. 55. And the Lord, who had sworn to their ancestors to multiply them, sent one of his ministering angels, which are in child in water, to anoint and to swathe it, and to put it into the hands, two smooth stones, from one of which it sucked milk, and from the other honey. And he caused its hair to grow to the knees, by which it might cover itself, to comfort it, and to cleave to it, through his compassion for it. 56. And when God had compassion over them, and had desired to multiply them up on the face of the land, he ordered his earth to receive them, to be preserved therein till the time of their growing up, after which the earth opened its mouth, and vomit them forth, and they sprouted forth from the city like the grass of the forest, and they returned each to his family and to his father's house, and they remained with them. All praises to the Most High. Verse 57, and the babes of the children of Israel were upon the earth like the herbs of the field, through God's grace to them. Verse 58, and when all the Egyptians saw this thing, they went forth each to his field with his yoke of oxen and the plowshare, and they plowed it up as one plowed the earth at seed time. 59, and when they plowed, they were unable to hurt the infants of the children of Israel. So the people increased and waxed exceedingly. Verse 60, and Pharaoh ordered his officers daily to go to Goshen to seek for the babes of the children of Israel. 61, and when they had sought and found one, they took it from its mother. Female child they left with his mother. Thus did the Egyptians do to the Israelites all the days. This concludes chapter 67. We will start tomorrow on chapter 68. I apologize, we weren't able to get to all of this, but it's just one of those things with our network here kind of running slow and everything. But we'll be back tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. My name is Brother Malachi of the Men in Power organization. I want to thank once again my brother JEWEDuP for posting great videos of our messages right there on YouTube.com. Here's Hen featuring Uriah. I know who you are. Shalom. I know who you are. Yeah, I say I know who you are. Yeah, come on. We stiff neck, we wild, we on the corner.
boy, you need some help. Open your mind and free yourself. Truth and knowledge overpowers wealth. Put education on the shelf and take a second look and see which route you took. Fall in love with a bunch of crooks and forget you're the children of that book. To the enemies they told you, made you believe anything they told you, and left you with two decisions. Either choose death or choose religion. But you fell off Jacob's ladder and chose to listen to the master. Got caught in the devil's rapture. Now your life is a whole disaster.
Yeah, I said, I know who you are. I know who you are. And I know where you're going. We stiff-necked, we wild, we on the corner, wildin' out. We ignorant, we proud, rebellious, our style.
We're the only ones can't see it. Got a truth but don't believe it. Cursed with being disobedient to the days enslaved in Egypt. Then Moses said, let my people go. Still we act like we ain't know who was our father. We didn't even bother to listen. And not to mention we blatantly worship others. We went from one to another. We threw stones at our brothers. When they was trying to just bring us back to the truth, there's nothing wrong with that. Like Stephanos in the book of Acts, and all he did was take it back.
Yeah, I said, I know who you are. I know who you are. And I know where you're going. We stiff-necked, we wild, we on the corner, wildin' out. We ignorant, we proud, rebellious, our style.
I know the keepers of the law were standing tall, staying righteous above them all. What's the call, coach? The other teams fit with many men that's lost hope, cause they don't know the identity, but I do, so they envy me. Cause you're a nation of people that's so rebellious, accusers of your brother. When he speaks the truth, you get jealous. But I stay on the core with all my righteous fellas, cause we know who we are, there's nothing else that you can tell us.
Yeah, I said, I know who you are. I know who you are. And I know where you're going. Yeah, I said, I know who you are. I know who you are. And I know where you're going. Stiff-necked, we wild, we on the corner, wildin' out. We ignorant, we proud, rebellious, our style. To be like them, we try. Our own culture, we deny. So unaware, we blind. We searching for a sign. I know who you are. I know who you are. I know who you are. I know who you are.